live. Welcome back to the podcast. Today I have my brother here. I don't have like I'm not gonna do like a guitar intro like last time. I might. I'm just a little drunk and I want to get to this right away. So my brother's here. I'm not gonna introduce him yet, cause fuck him. But also, I want to get into this. I want to share this that Kanye West is like one of he's my favorite artist as far as music. My brother knows this. Anybody knows this. Everybody knows me. Probably knows that I really fucking love Kanye West. I got his first album like a while ago, years ago, and ever since then, I listen to like all his albums, except for Cruel Winter. I haven't heard that one. I've heard some songs from that one. I haven't heard it all the way through, but
Is that new or something?
don't talk. I haven't introduced you yet.
Oh, my apologies.
No, it was actually, I think it was like 2014, 20. No, it was like early on, like 2013. Could be 2013. I don't remember when. Could be. I wouldn't say it's 2015 because 2015 was like Life of Pablo. Anyway, I love Kanye West. I literally like some of his songs. Let me think of the ones. So Big Brother, that song on the end of Graduation, I love that song. I've cried to that song before because I thought about my big brother. This is my big brothers on the podcast. And then Hey Mama, I've cried to that one too. I've cried to a couple of his songs. Some of his songs were just fucking beautiful. They've just touched my soul. He's a genius as an artist. He says some stupid shit, of course. But you look at his body of work and you see he's a genius. You just see his story, what he had to overcome to get where he's at. I don't agree with a lot of his politics. I don't agree with a lot of the things that he says, but I know that he's like a really good person deep down. And stuff. So I just want to preface this whole thing by saying I fucking love Kanye West. He's like my favorite fucking artist. Yeah. I believe he's my spiritual brother. Just because I fucking... how can you just not listen to Power or Can't Tell Me Nothing and just not feel like a god, He just has that shit down to like a science of like, this is the sound that I want. This is the sound that I know people will respond, at least I'll respond to. And this is, music would be different today without him. He's just the definitive artist of this century, I'd say. Damn. So I'm going to show, all right, so this is my brother Chris. Hey, you want to say some words?
What's up, y'all?
All right, cool. So I'm going to show Chris some tweets from Kanye West. I'm going to read them to him because... All right. Sorry for the
What's going on? Didn't he just have like a rally or something?
He had a rally. He said some fucked up shit at the rally.
What did he say at the rally?
This is what I'm getting to.
Oh, all right.
Hold your horses, bitch.
My apologies.
All right. I couldn't, because he deleted like some of his tweets. All right. He deleted some of his tweets that he's been tweeting recently.
Isn't that shit like archived?
Could be, but I can't find them right now. I'm too lazy to find them. But here's one of the tweets that someone quoted from this article here on Reuters. Kim was trying to fly to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up like on the movie Get Out because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday. He called his mother-in-law Kris Kardashian Kris Jong-un because he's in like hyper fear of them coming to 5150 him. Here's one of his tweets. Come and get me. This is the Exodus, like Pusha said. Here we go. Oh, no, this one. Kim tried to bring a doctor to lock me up with a doctor. If I get locked up like Mandela, y'all will know why. Everybody knows that the movie Get Out is about me. Chris, don't play with me. You and that Kanye are not allowed around my children. Y'all try to lock me up. Chris and Kim, call me now. All right. Those are just a couple of his tweets. So my brother was around when I had like my first manic episode. I believe that what Kanye West is going through is like a manic episode right now, and I want to know my brother's thoughts on them. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts on what I just read to you, on the experience of that, on being someone who's dealt with that. That's all right with you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the context of those statements were. Like, I don't know what were the stories surrounding those? Like, what did he talk about? Like, why did he say that shit? Was it
Was he was running for president?
at the rally? Yeah, but why would you? I don't understand. How did he get into that at the rally?
I don't know. I don't think he got into the prison, like the being locked up shit at the rally. He said some stupid shit at the rally. He said something like Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves; she freed them so they could work for other white people. Pretty fucked up, but I believe he could have been manic at the rally.
Yeah, I mean, from what you just read to me, I don't know. Like the exact kind of everything about it kind of feels that way.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. It's kind of like when I first saw you doing it, like when I first like saw you in it, right?
Yeah, in the mania.
I didn't know what it was yet, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought it was just like I don't know, you said some like you said what you were saying insane shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But actually like there was a lot of it. I mean, maybe it's just me and my brain, I don't know, that I read into it or something like that. But then you would say some like amazing shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like some like I don't know. You had some like earth-shattering analogies, right?
Me?
Like in your head, yeah.
When
Like
I was manic.
yeah, you put together like these incredible like stories and attach them, to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like especially mom, right?
Okay.
You remember that?
I don't remember a lot of that.
But like, I don't know. It was beautiful. Like that shit made me cry, because it felt powerful. It felt real. It was visceral. It was.
I can see you're starting to well up right now too.
Yeah, it was like.
You're starting to cry like a little bitch, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was just. It was. I don't know. It was like you were so you in a second, right? But at the same time, you were like channeling something.
Okay.
You're like channeling this energy that wasn't necessarily like, I don't know. It didn't, like it was just a different kind of energy.
All right. I want to continue this idea of like you're praising how my fucked up mind was, But I also want to ask you like about like just tell me about that one time I was in bed and mom was right next to me and she was like probably crying or some shit. I was talking to a doctor and she sent some police officers over to the house. And I was in bed and I was like, don't fucking let them in. Don't let the fucking police into the house. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, I think I remember that one.
Yeah.
Was that the one? So they showed up, right?
Yeah, and I really believed that they were going to kill me.
Yeah.
At the very least, they were going to lock me up, 5150 me.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't let them in the house.
Yeah, can you tell me about like what you're feeling, how that whole thing was for you? I'm sorry if you didn't know this is what you're getting into, but this is what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like I kind of know where that goes,
What? Which part?
Like the part like when somebody gets 5150, right?
Yeah.
I kind of have like some semblance of an understanding, and it's not a great path to be walking down.
No.
Or maybe not walking down. It should be like being dragged down,
Yeah.
because then it turns into something that's not yours, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just people playing with you.
What was
It's
that whole
weird.
experience like? Like, what do you remember of that? Like, what happened?
I don't know. So like, I can't remember that I was there for that conversation.
I think people. I don't remember who. I thought you were there.
I don't remember if
I
I was
feel
there
like
or
you
not.
must have been downstairs at the door where the cops were.
No, the conversation where you and mom, and then mom called the police.
Oh,
I don't think I was there for that conversation. I think I just found out that she called the police.
I,
I
I
think she came and told me or something like that.
okay.
I can't remember. What I mean,
I don't remember exactly either. I think that like the person I was talking on the phone might have called the police too, or it could have been mom. I don't know.
oh,
But I was like really manic at that time.
yeah, and then she said call the police, and then I was like, oh fuck, you know,
Yeah.
like that's not like first off, like I don't know, that's crazy to think about, just considering the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like why is there a need for police officers to be here?
Yeah.
Right. Like, and second, I guess
Why would you? Yeah. Okay.
if
Sorry. Go ahead.
someone felt the need to call police officers there, that means they expressed a story to the police, to the dispatcher,
Uh huh.
that you're potentially a threat,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And to police officers who are ready for a threat, right? That's like not a not a concern. It's not a great thing,
Yeah.
you know. So you gotta kind of diffuse that, or like not even let that be a thing before it starts, right?
Yeah.
So I knew if I let them in, like mom kept wanting to let them in the fucking house. I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand why, but like, you know, but so she wanted to let them in the house, and I was like, no, mom, I'm just gonna take care of this. And then she's like, okay. And then at some point, she was like, okay, just take care of it. So I just, sat out there with the police officers, and then I was talking with them or whatever,
Yeah.
and just like not letting them in the house. I just kind of like explained everything. I was like, told them you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like you just like, I don't know, like you just work through it. And then they, I wasn't saying like, they're asking questions like, the usual, like, is there a problem? Like, I don't know, you just kind of like, question to see if like anything's going on.
You think I was a threat to anyone or myself?
Yeah, like that.
What did you? Did you think I was a threat to anyone or myself?
No.
But that was definitely fucked up.
Well, I mean, you're getting pretty wild. Like or then mom, came out there and talked with, and sat there with them, got out there with me too, and talked with them before they left.
Yeah.
And then they left.
Yeah.
But then I came back in, right?
Yeah.
And then I came up to see you,
Okay.
to see what was going on, right?
Yeah. I don't remember this part, but yeah.
And then you were, I don't know, it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you're gonna like, if they, if they came close to you, you'd kill them, right?
I said that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I probably said that, yeah.
You'd say some shit like, if they want to hurt me or my family or my mom, like especially mom, you're like, if they're gonna hurt mom, I'm gonna kill them.
Okay.
And you kept saying that over and over again. You're getting wilder and wilder every time you said it, and you like started throwing shit. You know, you're tossing like your lamp and shit out the room, and you just get, and then you get in a fuss.
Yeah.
And I think once he got you to chill for a second, got mom, and then came back in, and then I think she just held you until you slept.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was tough.
So yeah. So I had a manic episode, and my brother was like around pretty much the whole time. It probably started when I was at home and I was with my brother, and he saw just about mostly everything. There were times when I was like manic, but I seemed okay, so I was able to just go outside and just be treated regular. But I seemed okay, but I was still manic and I was crazy. But my brother was around to see me how I was doing what I was saying. So yeah. So what was that? What was that like? You were saying it before.
What was what like?
You were praising how much of a genius I was when I was manic.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the one cool part, right? Right at the beginning when I didn't know anything was going on.
Yeah.
You know?
So okay, can I just like when I started to get manic, I've never been manic before. I don't think anyone in my family has experienced anybody being manic before. So this whole thing was new. Like we didn't know exactly what I didn't even know what it was.
Right.
I didn't even know what it was when I was going in it. I don't think anybody knew what it was when I was going in it.
I had no idea.
So yeah. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, what were you saying?
Yeah, I don't know. So I just thought it was like it was, I don't know, incredible. Like it seemed like you had, you know how you kind of always read, like fucking our like super fucking Catholic upbringing, and then stories and shit and whatever, right?
Oh shit! I just put down my cup of dew saying it made an echo. Sorry. Go ahead.
But it was like you'd say you hear like stories and shit. You'd always kind of expect something like amazing to happen to a person. You know what I mean?
Really?
I don't know. Like I grew up reading a lot of books. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just kind of like I always like hope for the best to see that like one day I'd see something amazing happen like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in a way, I kind of thought that was what was going on, that you had like tapped into something. Like it was that car ride back from San Francisco, I think, you and I.
Which one?
I can't remember, but you were driving.
From San Francisco?
We were driving back from San Francisco to here. And then you were talking about how mom is God.
Really?
Yeah, you had this whole thing about it. It was incredible.
Like a metaphor or something.
I mean, you were equating it to like things in the Bible and like.
I was drawing connections between shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like. You were drawing connections between like. I don't know, like you were saying stuff like God is the mother, Mom is God, she feeds me, she provides for me, like who do we call when we need help? Who do we go to when we're hurting, right?
Yeah.
God, right? We turn to God, but in reality, here we turn to Mom.
Yeah, yeah.
God is the mother, that kind of thing, And you were saying all kinds of stuff like that, and it was like, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like a rant or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was kind of ranting. I was rambling.
Yeah.
I was saying some crazy shit.
It wasn't, but it was a little bit more eloquent than like the connotation of what a rant is. You know what I mean?
I was like going on train of thought something.
Yeah, and you were drawing these amazing connections, right?
Really?
Yeah, and then like I was fucking crying. I was like, damn.
Really?
I've never ever made these connections in my mind ever. And you were out here like, drawing these things, putting together the dots between certain things,
Yeah.
And like I've never thought about, Mom that way or the Bible that way or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like maybe there's more to it, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe like there, what you're saying holds true. Like it held true in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is an entirely new perspective that I've never seen before, and for like a.
I was manic, but yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe that I gotta open my head up to some more things. I gotta seek out like more ways and different perspectives.
Yeah.
And I thought it was amazing that you could do that. And I thought it was amazing what you were saying. I didn't know what it was at the time. It was, but that's to say, like, and then there were, like, I'm not saying the whole thing was amazing, right? The entire
No.
thing was, it was, like, it was powerful is what I'm trying to say, but there were parts that were, like, shaky, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't making sense. I don't think I
Right.
was making sense throughout the whole thing, but
There were some parts that, like, not so much. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, it wasn't like you were saying things to say things. It was, or, like, you were saying things just to say things. You weren't, like, making, like, I don't know, making a point. You were just saying words.
okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Like I wasn't making full sentences or something. I
I
was
mean,
just saying words.
sometimes you make full sentences.
Yeah, I was just saying words randomly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. You remember, like, you were talking, like, on LSD, and you're saying
Yeah, yeah.
like that.
When I went to psychosis and I was just talking about like crazy shit when I
Well,
was
you
tripping
were
on
you were
acid
just
or
saying
shrooms.
you were saying words that had connections, right? But it took a second to draw the connection between the
Yeah,
words to
yeah,
get the
yeah,
point.
yeah. I wasn't talking regularly.
Right. It wasn't like full sentences. It was like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Sometimes it was like that, and then and then I started to realize, like, I was like, okay, A, it's not stopping. B, it's like, what's going on here,
yeah.
right? I've never seen this before from you.
It's going a little crazy here. Yeah.
So, and then, I never really knew what was going on, because, like, exactly what was going on. I kind of had a gist of what was going on, but, like, I was never involved in those conversations with, like, you and mom or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that you're going through all that.
Yeah, that I was manic.
Yeah. And then when stuff started happening, I was like, oh, Jesus. Like, I was like, oh, man, like, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just, like, tough to see.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly because, like, I was worried, like, what about the things that you could do. You know
Like,
what I mean?
like things that might hurt people, like hurt me or my other people.
Yeah. It was like you were saying some really intense stuff about. No. You're just everything, like, everything that you said and talked about, like, just the aura surrounding you was intense.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, every single moment was a battle.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, with, if not, with not a person, with not like a concept, an idea, just like in the world, with the world in general.
yeah,
You know. And then there was that, like, that time when you, like, drove the car and, like, left it somewhere.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So like I drove the Beamer, the BMW we had.
Yeah.
I drove it up to San Francisco, and then I left it at this one parking lot behind this store.
It wasn't in San Francisco.
It was like close. It was like close to Daly City, but I don't know if it was Daly City. It was up there somewhere.
Yeah.
It was close. And then oh yeah, I remember this. I forgot this for a while, but I remember it now. I left it there, and then I found my way to the SFO. I found my way to the airport. I was like walking all around the airport, like looking for how I can get a ticket to this other state. I'm not gonna get into the whole state, but
Yeah, but, like, you ditched the keys and everything too.
yeah,
So.
I kind of knew where they were, but I knew exactly where everything was. Like the whole thing, I was pretty conscious throughout the whole thing, but at the same time, I wasn't. I guess I wasn't super in control of my mind, but I knew exactly where the car was, and I think I led you guys back to find where the car was, right?
No, we found the car.
How did you guys find the car?
Huh?
I told you where the car was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said generally, like, in a direction that we, like, hunted for the car.
Okay. Yeah.
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 You don't really give us, like, a direct location or nothing like that.
And then you found me in the airport though.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother had to drag me into the van because I was so determined to fly to this other state, and he had to, Chris here had to drag me into the van to go take me back home because I was crazy.
Yeah, I got a call at, like, 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or 2 in the morning. I can't remember. It was some fucking hour.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone called me. Mom called me or something like that.
Yeah.
And telling me that you're at the airport.
Yeah.
And then you need to get picked up. I was like, oh, fuck, you know? Like, I was just pissed.
And you took the van.
Yeah. I took the van. I drove the van to go get you. I don't know why I took the van. For whatever reason, it was the only car I had available. Oh, because right.
What?
I don't know. I can't remember why I took the van, but I took the van.
Probably the right move.
Yeah.
You should put me in the back. You put my crazy ass in the back. Because there was no, like, the middle seats in the van.
That's right. There's no middle
There's a front seat, the passenger seat, and then there's, like, middle seats, and then there's, like, the back seat. So there's, like, you could, like, seat 7 people, but the middle seats were taken out.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to put you in the back.
But that eventually was what we had to do. Because I was crazy. I was resisting. I was even trying to rent a car.
Yeah. You had, like, written down your social security number and something else on, like, a piece of paper, and it was just, like, waving at the employee.
Really? I wrote down, like, a bunch of numbers.
This is your social security number.
Yeah.
And then you're like, these are all I need to go see her. You know, you're saying something like that.
I was fucked up over a girl, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Sorry.
There's all kinds of big sounds. Recording loudly because the last podcasts were fucking quiet as fuck. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't remember what I was going with that.
All right, cool. I'm going to take a quick piss break, all right? But in podcast time, there'll be, like, nothing. All right, we're going to go on standby mode. Ready? Are you cool with that, or did you want to get any other thoughts out?
I'm all right.
All right. Okay, we're back. That might have been, like, 0 time because I just hit the standby button. We were in standby while I was going to pee. I went to pee and wash my hands, but it seems like it took no time in this because I don't know. Anyway, so that was just like a glimpse of the experience of just me being manic and someone who was watching me be manic. What would you say I was? I'm going to throw out some words out there. Eccentric, energetic, really intense, highly intense.
Very.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Maybe paranoid a little bit.
Yeah, definitely very paranoid.
Paranoid.
Like everything was a conspiracy against you.
Yeah, everything was a conspiracy against me, yeah. Everything was conspiracies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of them had some semblance of like, oh, that's something maybe someone could think about one day, but...
Yeah.
You know. But most of it was just like...
I remember saying, like, the hairs on our heads were like antennas. Like, our hair was like antennas, and they were picking up like magnets, like magnetic signals.
Yeah. With
the electricity or some shit.
That's right, the hair thing.
I don't know what the fuck I was... That fucking means nothing. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, so at the top I was telling you about, like, what Kanye West has been tweeting out recently.
Yeah.
And you know a little bit about, like, the rally. And I think that he's in the thing, would you say? Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely seemed like it.
Okay. And he was talking about, like, don't come with the cops, you're gonna lock me up, you know? That was kind of me.
Yeah.
Right? That was kind of me a little bit. Like, I don't want to be locked up. I don't want to be 5150.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I personally don't think that 5150 is the greatest way because I fucking hate that. I think everybody does. But what do you think?
Do your listeners know what a 5150 is?
Huh?
Do your listeners know what a 5150 is?
Yeah, I was talking about that the last podcast. Like being put up in a psych ward, like on a either voluntary or involuntary hold. Yeah. So yeah. So what do you and also I want to bring this up, like I took LSD once, and I feel like I went into a very similar state to when I was manic, like some kind of psychosis or something.
Quite.
And then Chris here was there for that too.
I mean, there were some signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like, oh, that's eerily familiar.
Right? Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to make me think that, like, you were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there were just some things that you said that were like, there's some, like, I don't know, things that you started to do. Like that word thing.
When was this? Was this when I was on the shrooms or when I was, like, on the LSD? Because I went into psychosis from shrooms once too.
That's right. I think I might be thinking of the time from Shrooms.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, you saw me in those states,
Yeah.
and then so like when it comes to someone who's in a manic state, maybe like Kanye West, like me, maybe when I go into mania or something. What do you think? You think someone should call the police, should lock them up, should put them in a 5150? Or what do you think
No.
is the best way? As a person, as a family member, as a brother, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I thought about that for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about that for a really long time because I remember just remembering now that like there was a point where I was like scared.
Yeah.
You know, like what you might do.
To myself or to other people?
Both.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, is that? I kept thinking to myself, is the 5150 right call? You know, is that the right thing to do? You know, or was
Yeah.
that the right thing to do? You know, was trying to stop that the right thing to do? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. So I kept thinking, just the implications because it involves like police officers and
Well, so
the
that makes me
psych ward
think.
and the hold. You know, like it's just
Yeah. That makes me think now if like the 5150, okay, like so as a person who's been manic before, who is bipolar, who that shit could happen to again, you know, God forbid that it happens again, but if it does happen again, I don't want that to happen. But that's speaking from my perspective. I guess you might have seen a different thing, and like the cops might see a different thing. Like this person is a threat to themselves or other people.
right.
And that might be what people are thinking. But from my own perspective, no, I fucking hate it. It feels like a prison. At the same time, you know, someone might have concern about if I'm hostile to other people or myself, I could be a threat. You
Right.
know, like maybe it's best that that person's put away.
Right.
I didn't even think about that till now.
Not necessarily even put away, but just like
Stabilized or something.
yeah, I don't know, whatever. Because I mean, in those situations, like I think the reason why either mom or whoever called, right, that
Yeah,
situation, they really felt that.
like I could be a threat to somebody or myself.
They must have, you know.
Yeah,
And I kept thinking about that.
I did have suicide attempts before that.
Yeah. I kept thinking about that the whole time.
What?
Like the suicide attempt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just all the time, you know.
yeah.
So that was a pretty big worry with the 5150 thing, right?
Yeah.
Because if I don't know, like I don't know how. I don't know. Sorry, man. I'm like not doing well right now.
No, yeah, you're thinking about stuff. What are you thinking about? You like, I feel like maybe you just while you're thinking about this, you're being taken back to the moments, like to back then, and you're thinking about how you felt back then.
Man, every time,
Yeah.
I feel like the same hurt,
Uh huh.
and it's never gone away.
You just seeing me like wow I was, or when you think about the suicide attempts or something.
Yeah, when I'm thinking about the suicide attempts.
Yeah.
Like each time, I don't know. I felt like something like cracked inside me, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's always there. You know what I mean?
Uh huh. I can't know. I don't know.
Well, it's like, you remember the other day I was talking to you about the kind of person that I am and the kind of person that you are. Like we were talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I kept thinking about things in terms of like sort of like preparation.
Yeah.
You know, like just in case. Like what if?
Yeah.
And I've kind of done everything in my life surrounding that kind of principle.
Yeah.
You know. And that's the one thing I can't control.
Right.
That's the one thing I can't prepare for.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the one thing I can't necessarily stop. You know.
Yeah.
So it's always just there in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just going through my head the entire time through the. I mean, it was even more prevalent through the 5150 stuff, which kind of helped in a strange way because it made it more normal, right?
What, the 5150?
Huh?
Well, what about what was made more normal?
The situation.
What about the situation was made more normal for you?
I don't know. It was like because it was so much. Because I kept thinking because it was so prevalent in my mind, right? Like this the sheer amount of thought that I was devoting to it.
Yeah.
You know, kind of helped because it made it more normal to me, so I wasn't like crying all the time. Like I wasn't like breaking down.
Oh, this is like a process.
Right.
It became like a real, like a thing, like more tangible. This is like a process that people go through, or something. Is that what?
What do you mean?
Like it's more normal because like there's like they have procedures for this shit, for like suicide attempts and shit.
No, not the procedures. It was just no. Sorry, it's not the suicides that were normal.
Yeah.
It's the. It was normal for me to feel helpless or like, you know, useless because
Yeah.
it was normal for me to feel all that because I was there would be nothing I could do, you know, like unless like for whatever reason I was around, right? So I stayed around, you know,
Yeah.
and just to be you know, just in case, right?
Yeah.
Because then you know maybe that'd be my only way I could do something. That'd be the only way I might be able to do something, you know?
But you fight 5150.
Huh?
The 5150 is the only way.
What do you mean?
To stop me from killing
myself. No. This, like, if you're to like do something, like if I was, that'd be the only way I could potentially do something is if I was around. Like maybe I could stop you.
Oh.
I don't know any other way I can think of. You know, everywhere else I'm useless. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like the last time that I was in the psych ward, like the last time I went into the psych ward, it was because like it was like really closely following the mania. I think I was still manic when I went in, and it was and I like I hated you at the time. I hated you and I hated Dad, and I hated everybody because like you said, I thought I was on like another level of shit, and then people weren't understanding me, and like they refused to understand me, and I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna go walk myself across the street, go to a fucking hospital, and then well eventually they would lock me up, they would put me in the fucking 5150, and I was like, fuck everybody, like I'm on another level, they just don't understand my shit, they just don't understand me, you know?
Yeah.
Is that kind of accurate?
Yeah.
And I just hated everyone. And I felt like everybody hated me anyway. So I was like, fuck it, I don't care. And yeah, so I went in. But bringing it back, I think this is a place where Kanye West could be at right now. All right, I think he could be at a place of like, maybe what he feels like he's just receiving either just so many messages from the universe or from God, and he's also just maybe he's been 5150 before. He's also in major fear of being locked up, right? Maybe like I was. I didn't want to be locked up. I didn't want to be handled by police officers.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be handled by people. You know, I didn't want to be made to be this animal. You know, and he doesn't want to be locked up, and he doesn't want people to like come and lock him up, and those people might really actually care about him.
Yeah.
Like Kris Jenner, like his wife. People just might really just care about him and might be looking out for him, and they might just want to be bringing doctors around. But at the same time, me speaking from the perspective of someone who had a manic episode, like I don't want to be 5150.
Right.
And I just remember this. I don't remember this at the top, but like the first time it happened, like I didn't know what mania was. I didn't know. I don't think anybody in my family knew what this mania was, and we didn't exactly know how to deal with it, right?
Oh, no idea.
But I want to say this, that when I was tripping on LSD and I went into psychosis, like just seeing my brother, because he was there and he was just my usual trip sitter, and I just saw him, and I was like I was in psychosis. I went into like this manic whatever. It was like really similar to when I was manic, and I saw him and he was so normal, and he was so like mundane, and I was like, oh, all this shit I was thinking about was just like crazy. Like my brother's fine. I thought my brother died or something when I was like on LSD. I don't know. I thought it was like the end of the world or something, and then I really wanted. So when I was on LSD, I was like losing my mind. I thought I was going into like these infinite universes, or I was like experiencing the infinite universes, and I thought that I was like gonna die or something, and I really wanted to see my brother before I died. And so I went to go wake him up. I told my friend to go wake him up, and we went in, and he came out, and I just saw him, because I just wanted to see him before I would go out. But then I saw him, and he was like totally normal, and I was like, well, he's fucking fine. Everything's fine. Everything's totally normal. Everything's like it would be if it was normal. It's not like I'm going through these different universes. It's like I'm back on Earth. Like I'm just seeing this person, and he's normal, and everything's normal. Everything's fine. And he was there, and I was telling him about like my trip and what I was experiencing, and yeah. So I think when I was like in psychosis, I don't even know if he was preparing for this, because he just was like, I think he was just up just to take care of me while I was like tripping on LSD. But like
I was kind of half asleep. It was like 3 in the morning or something.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can consciously say that you're preparing for me to go into psychosis, but like I think you handled it really well when you're just really calm and you're really mundane and you're really normal.
Yeah.
So like I guess with someone like Kanye West, who's like on this manic episode right now, yeah. what would you say? Because in that context of like, I think you really helped me just by doing nothing, just by being you're just awake, you're groggy, maybe we just bothered you while you're sleeping. You're just yourself.
Yeah.
And I just saw you really just like normal.
Yeah.
And I think you really just brought me down to earth that way.
Yeah.
But within that context, and maybe with your own input, like what would you say for someone who's dealing with like mania? I'd say with the family, with Kanye West's in-laws, with his family who's around him right now. What would you say to dealing with someone who's like in a manic episode?
I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
Because he's Kanye West.
Well, it's Kanye West.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if he's... Like, remember how you... Like, when you were saying you were... Like, how you were feeling when you were manic, you were describing that?
Yeah.
All that...
You remind me.
Eccentricity, the power, the excitement, right?
Yeah. I was really energetic. I felt invincible.
I don't know. It's kind of... I think that's kind of something people expect out of Kanye West, right? Because he's a celebrity. He's... You know, his music makes people feel like gods.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
In some ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think there may be some confusion there. But also, if Kanye West were to be in a manic state, right?
Yeah.
And to be feeling even more intense than he normally does, right? Just like that. And he's someone who already taps into that kind of energy on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can go out there and, like, make, like, I don't know, be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go out there and, like make appearances in the public and stuff like that and make everything huge.
Yeah.
Right? And once everything's huge and because he's fucking Kanye West and he's all over the news and yada yada yada. People talking about him, and this Twitter stuff, and yeah, especially Twitter, like, cause he interacts on Twitter or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think everybody's fucking hating him right now because they just don't understand.
So he's doing on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. I haven't read anything. Just what you told me, but like.
Yeah.
That makes it really hard for I think for Kanye West to experience normal.
Yeah. Well, how about like outside of his music
or to perceive normal? Like no, like I'm
people
saying,
that care about him right now. What do you think they maybe?
I think the
what
best
they might
thing
need to do.
I think the best thing to do is like whoever he interacts with and sees on a regular basis, have them be around and be absolutely normal, right?
Yeah.
And if he starts kind of like shooting off or whatever,
Yeah.
you just kind of remind him and tell him like it's gonna be okay. You're like you're like this isn't gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Or what kind of just just de-escalate, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, just be normal,
Yeah.
right? As much as you can be, and just chill,
Yeah. Just bring them back down to earth.
Right, but I mean, see, that's the thing is like, he's Kanye West though.
Yeah, well, he is
normal is insane, right? Like normal is paparazzi, is news and media and Twitter and the presidency and.
See the difficult position to come back, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know Dave Chappelle visited him.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle visited him in Wyoming. Just to I think he knew maybe something was going on and he wanted to go visit his friend.
Yeah.
Just to be with him, to visit him.
Yeah. I mean, Dave Chappelle, doesn't he? He kind of knows what's up, right?
Yeah, he's like a smart guy.
Yeah.
Really smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I think with someone who's manic, they just need to be brought back down to earth, but not forced back down to earth,
right.
And not forced into a prison or anything, but just like what you're going through right now, you're just in an elevated state. Maybe you're really receiving messages from the universe. Maybe you're saying some shit that really makes sense, but at the same time, you're kind of like in an elevated state, and eventually you need to come back down.
Right.
Right. Because like you are a human being,
Yeah.
And just like when I'm thinking about like suicide and shit, like that shit, it's like you come back down. There's like people that love you and they just need you around. And like it's either you want to kill yourself so you don't want to be there for the people, or you're not gonna be there. It's not like you don't want to be there for the people that you love, but like you're not gonna be there. If you kill yourself, you're not going to be there for the people that you love. And when you're manic, you're going to be in another state. You're going to be in an elevated state where you're like eccentric, you're energetic, and you're not going to be the person or the people that you love know. So that you kind of got to maybe, I think you need the people around you that know you, that love you, like to bring you back down a little bit, just to be themselves and just to be normal. So you can be like, oh wait, no, everything's normal. It's not like crazy like I think it is.
Yeah.
Like when I was like in psychosis from the LSD, I was like, things are different. Things have changed, It's a different situation now. Like this is universes. This is like I'm experiencing crazy shit. Nothing's normal again. But then when I see somebody that I know, my brother, like he's normal. Everything's normal. Then I was like, oh shit, no, everything is actually normal, Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes it's tough though.
Yeah.
To be aware when you're, in a different state of mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tough to be self-aware.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to come back down to earth. And remember that I was like, I'm a human being and I'm here back down on earth with these other human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, all right, so I think I went into psychosis, or I went into like a psychotic kind of state when I was like on LSD. And then later on, I took shrooms, and then I think I went into like a similar state. And then you saw that, and you said something about like what's up with your language or something, right? Because what was I talking like?
You started like, you would say words that kind of connected together to get a point across, but it wasn't like a complete sentence, and it wasn't necessarily like if somebody wasn't thinking about it, it might not make sense.
Yeah. It might seem like I was saying words, but I wasn't saying like complete sentences.
Right.
I wasn't exactly coherent, but I was kind of conveying ideas a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is that kind of accurate?
No, that's very accurate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I can't remember you were saying something like tater tots and shit like that.
Yeah.
You mentioned got tater tots.
And then you were saying like, yeah, what's up with your language? And I was like, oh wait, no, that's something that happens when I'm like in psychosis, or like when I'm manic or something. Like I lose like this ability to speak normally. And then like I was like, oh fuck. And then I think from what I remember, I just shut the fuck up for a while. Yeah. Until we got back home. Because I was quiet. Like, I don't want to say anything because I'm gonna sound crazy. I'm just gonna wait till we get back home. Yeah. And then we got back home and we just watched a movie. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to watch this movie and I'm going to go to bed because I want this to be over. Yeah. You know, I want this psychosis to be over. Yeah. So, yeah, I was just like, I just needed, I'm going off on the deep end. I have to just come back down. And so I just watched a movie, I just try to become very mundane, just become very normal again. And then I would go to bed and just sleep it off or something.
Yeah. When I acknowledged what was going on, like in that parking lot.
Yeah.
I was like, I just gotta try to be as normal as possible. Yeah. You know, I just gotta act as normal as possible and keep things as normal as possible. Right. So things will feel like regular, right? So things might, not change. I mean, I was very conscious of it, hyper aware of what was going on, right? But I was like, the best thing I could do is to be normal and, it's going to pass.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's what I also want to ask you this. Like, Kanye West is a celebrity. Yeah. And people are just watching him right now. Watching him in this state. And there's a lot of people who are, like, hating him because of, like, the stupid shit that he said about Harriet Tubman. Did I tell you what he said about Harriet Tubman?
Yeah, she freed the slaves.
Yeah. Like, so, like, there's that. People are hating him for that. Understandable, because that's fucking crazy what he said, And there's, like, some crazy shit that he's saying right now. Yeah. And people are watching him, and they're judging him, and a lot of them are making fun of him, and there's a lot of people who are just telling him to shut the fuck up. What would you say to those people right now?
To which people? The people telling him to...
The people who I don't think they understand what he's going through right now, and they're just like, they just see what he's saying, Imagine somebody seeing me, what I was saying. Like, they don't exactly know what I'm going through, but they just see what I'm saying, and they're like, that's fucking crazy. So Kanye West, someone like that. What would you say to people who I don't think they understand that he's just going through this thing right now?
I mean, it would be just do what's normal, I guess.
Do what's normal.
Like, as a celebrity, there's some, at some point it's not always like there's something exciting happening to everyone all the time, right? But there's always people watching.
Yeah.
Right. So go back to doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, he's like a... And then just, I don't know, like whatever your normal level is with Kanye West, just be that. Right?
Yeah.
Because if, like, I could imagine that if he's in like a manic state or something like that, and then all of a sudden everybody stops paying, like, let's say, people like actually, people for whatever reason, like, listened to somebody and said, who told them to, I'll just, stop talking about it, right? And then they just did, right? Let's say everybody stopped talking about it and, like, just left him alone. Yeah. That'd be so weird for Kanye West, because Kanye West is Kanye West.
Yeah. I don't know about leaving him alone, but yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, be normal.
Yeah.
Be whatever your regular normal is to Kanye West. Be that.
I think that's best for like probably his close family, the people who are around him, the people who will be dealing with in like real life.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know with the internet, right? Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
There's no control there.
But like, imagine like I'm talking to someone when I'm like in a manic state and they're just not understanding what I'm saying. What would you tell to that person?
And it's like, look, there's something going on here right now, right?
Yeah.
And I would tell that person, like, imagine me talking to the person, right? Like,
Yeah.
look, I know there's some, like, obviously something is going on here right now, right?
Yeah.
I know that you know it. I know that I know it. I need you to acknowledge it and move on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I need you to acknowledge the situation, be respectful, and carry on. Right. Carry on your day. Because what if you kind of like cost benefit or whatever, right? Like, what could you add to the situation? Nothing.
Yeah.
You know, the best you could add is turmoil.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it. I mean, and try not to. I don't mean to be so harsh, but that's just what it is.
Yeah. People don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I think there's already just this standard level of hate for Kanye West because he stole the fucking microphone from Taylor Swift at one time. So people already hate him. People already hate him for a ton of shit. For the MAGA hat, for like everything, for his pro-life shit, for the Harriet Tubman shit. People already hate him for like a ton of crazy shit. But I just think they just don't understand, you know.
It would make sense to me that he has episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would make sense to me.
Yeah. And it's the people that like in his life, they just need some patience, I guess, and just to help as much as they can to just bring him back down to earth, I guess, as much as possible. And like, I also wanted to say this, like, I feel like society, when it comes to like mental health, like you'll see like a crackhead or like some homeless person on the street and they're just talking some crazy shit. And I think just the regular reaction is to just walk away, just distance yourself from that, which is cool. Like, I would walk away from that too, but it's like, you don't understand it, so you'll be like, okay, that's other than me. That's different, and I don't like that, and that's weird. I don't know how to help them. I don't know what to say. And so you'll distance yourself from that. I think that's just like, that's kind of like society's reaction to shit like this. Like, they don't understand what's going on, so they'll distance themselves from that. And they won't offer any love or any kind of consideration to those people. You know? The people who are like genuinely, I don't want to say sick because that just sounds negative. I don't want to call them sick, but like they just have something going on in their brains that they can't even explain themselves, you know? And so I just think that people just be like, they'll just distance themselves from it and they'll be like, no, I don't know what to do. I don't know what that is.
Right. People usually run from what they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think when it comes to that, especially an artist like Kanye West, and especially someone that they're just used to hating, it's either they'll just be like, I don't know, or they'll just start to hate him more just because of the crazy shit he's saying right now. You know? Yeah. Anyway. Anything else you want to say about anything?
Nothing about homeless people. Or like, you went and talked with lots of people.
Yeah, homeless people too. When I was manic, I wanted to talk to like everybody. I just talked to like anybody ever.
And you were so passionate about it.
Yeah, I was really energetic, really eccentric about shit.
And there was that time when we went to the downtown, whatever.
Yeah.
The first Friday or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of like blew off this guy's artwork because I didn't, it wasn't my thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and then you went off.
I went off on you.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then you bought this dude's artwork and you like spoke with him and talked with him and like, got to see if you can understand him a little bit, right?
Yeah. Because I kind of related to some of his shit and I was like, well, this is really cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you thought it was amazing, and And like it just wasn't. I mean, honestly, it just wasn't for me. Like when I first looked at it, right?
Yeah.
So I just kind of like, whatever, move on. And then it was like, you know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you were like on top of me, and then
I was like,
doing
I thought you got a little high before, and I was like, you're just so apathetic to everything around here. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I was really intense when I was manic. I was really intense.
Like, I was just trying to chill.
Yeah. And I got on your ass about that.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
I don't know. I was like really intense.
Yeah. But just so like that with that guy, like how you were with that guy, like I'm sure you were the same way with homeless people, with everybody.
Just talking to them.
Just everybody, yeah. Just talking
Trying
to
deeply
them.
Understand them.
Yeah. And I thought that was, that was partly one of the bonuses of that, right?
Oh yeah, I would talk to a bunch of people. I mean, get like in-depth conversations with them.
Yeah, that, but also just like you were being human. You know what I mean? Like
I was trying to understand them as a human being or something.
Yeah, like it's a human thing to do that a lot of people don't do.
Just talk to people.
Yeah, or just like take the time to get to know somebody that you have, no real tie to right in this world. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to like even at the very least to give someone a voice. Like if to make them feel heard.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Like people don't feel heard.
Yeah.
Most of the time, especially in those situations, right?
Yeah.
Situations that like those camps outside and downtown San Jose and stuff like that and everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure a lot of people just don't feel heard, right?
I think when I was there,
it
might have been a couple people, also that guy, but like I was just asking him like, why are you here? Like, what are you promoting? What are you really passionate about here?
Yeah, you were trying to.
It's awesome. You bring your passion here. I want to see what you're doing, what you're here for.
Right here on this earth for.
What you're doing, like what you promoting this. What is this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like really intense.
Super. It was almost like you were a salesman. I don't know, like a car salesman or something like that.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Yeah.
But super intense about it.
Like really manic, really intense about shit. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I really like Natalie.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons I kind of like.
It's his girlfriend.
Knew I loved Natalie.
She's manic.
No, because we went out to BJ's with some friends one night.
Yeah.
You know the BJ's over in Coleman.
Yeah.
At the airport.
Yeah.
Went to BJ's and then we went to Target afterwards, right? Just to dick around, whatever, look at Target stuff.
Sure.
And then we were with our friends, right?
Yeah.
But then we were leaving and we were getting ready to say bye and go home. But then there's this guy who was in front of us in the cash register line.
Yeah.
Right? And then Natalie made a comment about he was making beats or something. He had like one of those pads and he had headphones plugged in. He was just like tapping on it.
As a cashier?
No. This guy in line who was in front of us in line.
Sorry. Okay.
And he was just tapping on it. And I was like, oh, and then Natalie's like, oh, that's cool. Do you make music? And then got into a conversation with this guy.
Yeah.
And then we were talking with this guy, and then we were leaving, and then our friend, like, we were standing outside for a little bit, and then our friends stood outside with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they left because the conversation started going on and on for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. She just really wanted to get in deep with this guy. Like,
no, she didn't want to get in deep with this guy at all. I mean, this dude was okay.
Go on about what is.
I think he was manic.
Oh, the guy?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about her, but yeah, okay.
No, not Natalie.
Yeah.
All she did was say that his stuff was cool, and then he started talking.
Yeah.
And then didn't stop talking.
About his own stuff.
About his stuff, his life, what's going on.
Yeah.
He's living out of his van, all this kind of stuff. Like.
Yeah.
He told me about like 5150, like the getting called on 5150, like people trying to take him away, and he's around now, and then how people like he had all kinds of conspiracies about people who were like going after him for his money and his art.
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and like he was
I
saying
can see that paranoia and shit.
he was saying that he had owned 3 businesses at one point, and then somebody came in and took them all.
Oh man, yeah.
And he was saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he was just going like, I mean, like I thought he was manic.
Yeah.
I really believe. I was like, this is so similar to what I saw with Andrew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I know what's going on here. Like I recognized it as soon as he started.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And it was, and we just stood there and we listened.
Yeah.
And Natalie just stood there and she listened.
Mhm.
Right? To someone who probably doesn't get listened to at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember what it was like being with you. You just needed to be saying something. You just needed to be heard. I don't know what it was, but like you were just you needed to talk.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a lot of people in the psych ward, but yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to say some shit.
No reason to there's no incentive. There's not necessarily a bonus to being a good person, to like giving someone the chance to speak their mind and to like interact with the human being.
You have to wait for them to be done talking. Yeah, they're just talking forever.
Well, not even it's that. I mean, when like you said something, it's like, oh, that's cool. And then she would just say like, oh, that's cool, or whatever, like.
Yeah.
Kind of just like, oh, that's nice, and then it's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, that kind of stuff, here and there, or whatever, right? But it was, I don't know. I was like, who else in the world, would give anybody, like, I know some, like almost everybody else I know in my life would blow this dude off.
Yeah.
You would be like, even me, sometimes, if before I knew, what it was, like. I could see myself like just blowing this dude off, you know what I mean? Just being like okay, yeah, so okay, have a nice night, sir. I gotta go. I'm so sorry, I gotta go. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Like shutting it down real quick and being out.
Yeah.
That's what most people would do.
Yeah.
99% of people would do that shit.
Shit, I would do that right now.
Yeah, even me, like before I knew what the mania was like, what being manic was like, I was like. And when I recognized it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
And I just, and that whole time I was thinking, like, how, she's someone who understands, she's a different kind of person.
Yeah.
And she is someone who would understand, maybe some of the things, like let's say it were to happen to you again or something like that, right?
Yeah.
She would understand.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, like I like that's what I really felt. I was like she would, I don't know, she'd just be perfect for the situation, you know what I mean? She would be the best thing.
She would maintain how normal she was as much as she could.
Yeah. I mean,
as much as she could help anybody maintain how normal everything is.
Right. She would just do exactly what needs to be done, and she would be so understanding.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I saw that, and like I knew that she was, and like I found out what kind of person she was,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, like I don't think anybody else in the world would do this. I don't think anybody else in the world would be this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know, like, I've met so many people.
Yeah.
I know, like, I've spoke with and talked to so many different kinds of people, and I don't think any single one of them would do anything like she's doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just kind of.
That's special.
Yeah.
Just because I was some other guy, that might just be how she is naturally. I think other people, maybe like Kim Kardashian, might be trying to do that because they're connected to the person that's manic, but just because someone else who's like not even thinking about that. Maybe they're just thinking about like this is a person.
Yeah.
And I'll just listen to them.
Yeah.
That's pretty special.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, just the level of respect and like acknowledgement of human dignity,
Yeah. Dignity.
Like really, like that. It's
There's a person that just might just need to be heard right now.
Yeah, exactly. How undignified do you feel when you get passed off? You know,
Yeah.
like when you get talked over, like when you get kind of.
It's a lot of drug addicts, a lot of people who are crazy.
Brushed aside. Yeah.
Not crazy. I'm crazy.
Like the dignity is lost.
Consider crazy. Yeah, people don't listen to them. People don't take the time. They just step back and they're like, I can't do this. Gotta go.
Yeah. But
it takes a lot of patience.
A lot of patience, and it takes, like an understanding and a desire to I don't know, to be the best person, or not even to be the best person you could be, but like to, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's just like quality individual. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Acknowledging the humanity of somebody.
Yeah.
Acknowledging the humanity of somebody that people might they need to refuse to acknowledge the humanity of somebody because they're so far gone that they just can't relate at all. They have to go away.
Yeah. And for the majority of people, they just don't understand.
Yeah.
You know? And for 99% of people, right, like when you don't understand, I mean, I'm not out of, these are real statistics or whatever, I'm just saying shit.
Yeah.
But it's just like, like most people who see something they don't understand,
yeah,
they either run from it or they attack it.
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah.
That's so unfortunate that that's our response, our natural response. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's not the helpful thing right now for Kanye West or anyone who's manic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. To just run away from it, to distance yourself from it.
Yeah.
That's just to make it, just to other that thing, to make it so other.
Exactly.
Alien. Like that's something that's not me. I have to run away from that. You know? Yeah. I have to condemn it.
Yeah.
I have to, yeah.
Just take the time to see if you can try and understand and not make a value judgment so quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How are those?
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I think this is just like a fat person snack. I think it's like marketed so that it like seems healthy because there's just a lot of air in it.
Yeah.
Because it's like these like this Parmesan crisp. I think it's just like cheese.
One of the dudes in my company was talking about they think they funded that company or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm just eating straight cheese right now.
Is it good? I've never tried it.
We'll try some.
I got one. He's from Boston.
I don't know.
And he goes no
the guy.
Yeah, the guy I work with, and he goes Pam crisps.
Pam crisp.
Pam crisp. I didn't understand what he was saying at first, and then.
Yeah. So this is just fried Parmesan. What do you think?
It's just cheese.
Yeah, it's just straight up cheese.
It's just fucking cheese.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna maybe be more like a cracker.
It's crunchy.
But it's just cheese.
It's crunchy cheese.
It's like burnt Parmesan.
Yeah.
Not burnt, but like that same bite.
Almost like eating cheese crisps. Imagine like eating sprinkles, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine eating just straight sprinkles. This topping to things that you just usually just use as a topping, but it tastes pretty good. So you're eating just straight that.
It's just